Oh my god. I messed that up. That's awkward. Oh. Oh, I should have gotten settled sooner. What's up, dudes? Let me bring my camera down here so you guys can see me. It is I don't want to say another boring week. Whoa. No camera detected. What are you doing, dude? There we go. It wasn't, relative to how things have been, I wouldn't call it a crazy boring week or anything. Oh, there goes my camera. Sorry about that, guys. Are we in now? Oh, that's the wrong camera. Oh, this is a shit show. What the fuck, dude? Are we rocking now? There it is. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to deprive you of my face for too long. Let me check audio. I'm like really bad at this shit, so but I've still been trying to like do it on my own. I just asked Cedo to hop on just to make sure I'm not fucking things up too bad, you know? Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so we're here. Another week. This week I'm doing one project and I didn't want to like go too deep into the I wanted to do a Hyperliquid one, but I didn't realize that they're doing like this stage rollout thing, which is, pretty bare bones at this stage. There's not really that much to do. And I would want to revisit it later anyways. But I did want to try and like just poke around an ecosystem a little bit without going too deep on any project. Last week we did buy some yield tokens, not on RateX, but on Exponent. So let's just see what's happening with those. I mean, what we're expecting. I don't think petals accumulate on the dashboard, which petals are like the points that I have, I guess, or that I'm earning. And I'm pretty sure the expiry was, I don't know, like 2 months out maybe. So I have a P&L. That's cool. Let's see. My expiry, yeah, it's about 2 months out still. So this is gonna go to 0 somehow. Oh, I did liquidity. Never mind. So cool. I've made like 1% on my liquidity. I also bought yield tokens for $3. Is that right? What did I end up doing here? I could have sworn I just bought liquidity because there's a pedal drop here, so I bought some. I bought about $200 worth. It looks like I have some P&L from that, and I have some rewards pending. I don't remember buying a yield token or any yield tokens though. That's kind of odd. Oh, I guess I did. $5 worth, which is like 20x leverage. I don't anticipate. I mean, if anything would get Sybil checked out, it would be that. But yeah, we're gonna keep checking in on this. It would be cool if they started showing me my pedal balance after a while, because I know I'm gonna get an extra drop here. Maybe if we have time, we'll come back to this and we'll just see like how competitive this vault is. A really useful thing to do on a yield stripping protocol like Pendle, like Spectra, and now like Exponent or RateX is to just go look at the yield token contract and see how many unique holders there are. I mean, Purina itself probably has a good chunk. Any Solana protocol is going to have more unique users than the equivalent Ethereum one, I think, just because of how quick and cheap it is. But like, who knows? There could be like, if there isn't a ton of yield token activity. We can't see the Cedo's in chat. Sorry, bro. Give me a second. Where's the music? Wow, this is professional stuff. We can't see the liquidity. Oh yeah, I guess you can't. Whoa, that's the wrong zoom. Yeah, I should probably have this up on the right. Anyways, I'm gonna try and get started, not wait too much longer. But yeah, I may come back to this later, maybe do a little bit of on-chain analysis, just because I think this is going to be a fun position to watch, especially when my points drop is visible and my leaderboard position's visible. We're gonna bring Devin on. Oh shit, I shouldn't. I just doxed the link. Oh wait, no, you can't see it. Never mind. That'd have been funny though, right? So we're looking at Gamma Swap. Gamma Swap is like a perpetual options, like a inverse LP position trading protocol. There's like some lore to this that I actually know, surprisingly. I used to work for, I guess, what is one of their competitors, Panoptic, way back when, as like their ambassador, part of their ambassador program. Ready when you are. Sorry, I'm just DMing Devin here. Basically, like, I don't know, maybe it was 2-3 years ago at this point, some people much smarter than you or I figured out that you could approximate a I believe it was a covered call with a range order on UniV3. And extrapolating that further, essentially even a full range V2 position was just like a short volatility position. And with that, you have this thing called put call parity, where basically any call is a put or an inverse put strategy, and vice versa. So if you have that one covered call, you can use it to also make a put. You can use it to, whoa, where'd my screen go? Chat. What just happened? My screen just disappeared. Is this on stream too, or is it just me? Okay, that's cool. It just stopped sharing for some reason. Anyways, basically you can turn LP positions into leverage trading positions, options in this case, or like perpetual options. An options contract is usually has an expiration date. In the case of LP positions, they obviously don't, but it's still a unique payoff curve to the point where like it's an interesting trade and there's already liquidity for it. You kind of just have to like restake it or like convince existing Uniswap LPs to move their shit over. Let me make sure Devin is able to get on here. I don't really want. Okay, there we go. Give me 1 second, dude. I'm gonna try and do this right here. So we go here, go here. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. I'm trying. This is the second week I'm having a guest on, and I'm putting them in this little guest hole. So, it's so funny.
Yeah, I'm like the little sidekick. I
Yeah,
feel like
maybe
we're in a Vespa and I'm in the sidecar
the
and you're
little
driving.
sidecar. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hilarious. Maybe I should start putting myself in the sidecar. I feel like that would make more sense since I'm usually bringing on the expert, and I'm just kind of here dicking around. Thanks for coming on, man. We've talked in DMs a couple times, but I would love to just get like a quick intro of like who you are and like how long you've been on Gamma Swap, or I
Yeah,
guess like how
sounds
long
good.
ago you started.
So I'm one of the co-founders of Gamma Swap. So hi everyone. Name's Devin. Responsible mostly for BD and growth. And then yeah, my background started my career mostly in Web 2 with startups. And then just I had been interested in ETH, and then I started getting really into DeFi a little bit before COVID, and then especially during COVID, and just wanted to go in full time. So I ended up joining Figment, which does a lot of institutional validated infrastructure for different proof of stake blockchains. Ethereum's obviously a big one, Solana, but really any proof of stake blockchain. And then we were judging I was helping them judge a hackathon. This was in 2022, actually. And that's where I met GammaSwap. And I thought what the CEO was building, the other co-founder, one of the other co-founders, was really interesting just because I had provided liquidity a lot and stopped because I always seem to lose money. And so I thought there was like something wrong here. So I liked the idea. And then, we started building a team around it in 2022, raised some funds, and then we launched with the current version beginning of 2024. So yeah, we have some traction. I'd say we're not like a significant protocol yet. And I guess what we realized we need to do was a few things. So what GammaSwap is, I guess I'll start with that so that I can get into maybe some of the things that we're focused on in the future. But GammaSwap is a protocol that allows people to take the opposite bet of an LP. So essentially, you borrow an LP position and you're short the LP. So the permanent loss of the LP is your gain. And how we do that is whenever you open a position in GammaSwap, we break apart the LP. We hold on to the underlying LP tokens in the smart contract. So for ETH, USDC pool will be ETH and USDC. And then the debt is measured in the X times Y equals K formula. So K doesn't depend on the price of the assets. That's why we don't need an oracle and have no price-based liquidation. And then it grows with fees. So your debt is the fee growth, the swap fees the LP would have earned, plus additional utilization fees. And then so that a straddle would just be 50-50. We also realized we could make things that look a bit more like a long, like a call or a put, the long and the short, by balancing some of the collateral either to the more volatile token or the more stable token, respectively. So that's what we're currently at. And then I think some of the challenges is that, you get some interesting exposure like straddles. There isn't anything you can do like that with other derivatives in crypto, but the leverage isn't super high. So for large caps, it's hard to speculate. And then hedging IL is pretty complex. Like for V2 pool, I'd say it's more complex than hedging spot. And then V3, like you basically need to be a quant to be able to do that on your own. So the next product we're launching, a lot of it was based on the success we saw, with structured products like Athena, is just tokens that do this for users. So with LP in a concentrated liquidity, AMM, use GammaSwap to hedge and give users a spot token with a yield, but that's actually providing on-chain liquidity. So we're hoping to launch at the end of the month. And then, next version, which would allow more leverage.
Sweet, man. So this is all the infrastructure, like underneath all these trades, is Uni V2 or Uni V3, or it's your own version of one of those protocols?
Just a heads up, this pool I think is on Arbitrum, so you might want to switch your chain to Arbitrum to see all the Arbitrum pools. We have most of our liquidity on Arbitrum, second base, and then not much in Ethereum actually.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Delta
it's based on Delta Swap, which is a fork of Uniswap V2. The reason we did that was we have more control over the borrow fees. So for like our new yield token, for example, it's not going to pay any borrow fees for the hedge. So the APY never goes negative. Instead, it shares fees with the pools. So there's basically just some creative things we can do to change exposure.
Gotcha. And these straddles are, I mean, let's ignore like the borrow APR for now, but the actual P&L is never in the red. Can you explain how that's the case? I'm guessing like it still has to be volatile enough, price has to move enough for the P&L change that I see here to outweigh my borrow APR, which is like not that high to begin with anyways. But how am I never in the red here?
Yeah, utilization's been higher. Just volatility has kind of died in the last week or two. So open interest is at you can see is an all-time low. But utilization. But yeah, the reason it never goes red is that we're only sharing the P&L from the price change there. So it's not accounting for any borrow fees you would pay. So uh, I guess the option analogy here, since we call ourselves a perpetual options protocol, is that you get that exposure where you're long volatility on either side, but you're paying a cost to hold the position to your theta. And the theta for the straddle is the highest of those three positions. So you're going to pay more for a straddle than a long or short. But if the price goes either way, you'll beyond the fees you paid, you'll make money. So that's the advantage of the straddle. It's just expensive to hold relative to the others.
Gotcha. Okay. And then these long short strategies, why would I come and use something like this versus perps, or like it's just perps is like the main competitor here, like versus going long on a sex or on hyperliquid or like GMX if we're on Arbitrum. What are like the trade-offs I'm getting here?
Yeah. So I would say the trade-off is that it's kind of like, I know a lot of people don't use options in crypto, but if you use options in like traditional finance or even in crypto, the analogy might make sense is that like for a futures and in TradFi, it's cheaper to hold, but you have more, risk of liquidation. And then option, your risk is only the premium. You have less like liquidation risk, but you're paying more for that position. So I'd say that's kind of the trade-off, is that you don't have any price-based liquidations. Also, your leverage there's some convexity there. So you as the price goes in your favor, you keep like your leverage increases. So your returns are increasing. And then the opposite, if the price goes against you, you could even profit if it goes far enough against you, which is like great for an altcoin. But you would, for the similar amount like leverage, you would lose less from the price movement. But it's a more expensive position to hold than a perp future. So that's kind of a trade-off. I mean, if ETH went to zero, we'd probably not be very happy.
Actually, this is just hilarious to me.
Yeah.
We get to minus 99% and we're up 7x.
Yeah, but I think for like low caps, for example, like that's where GammaSwap becomes really cool, because we don't need an oracle. So any coin with like a pool that's created, we can support a market for. I think there were some like Pepe is maybe like a random coin, but there are some on base that are like not on any sexes or per platforms, for example. I'm trying to think. Bailey was the one, I think, that was. It's just like on UniV2 and it's on no other markets.
Is this the Trump, the same one that's on Solana?
Yeah, it was bridged using Layer 0.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so we had a few people actually post about some profits on that one. But nice. Bailey, for example, that's one that isn't like anywhere else. It doesn't have much liquidity, but that's an example. And so, you could short it, or you could just, maybe you're bullish, but it's in like a meme coin and then could go to zero. So then you'll still be okay if it goes to zero. You won't, have zero losses, because the reason it works that way is the long and shorts are technically straddles, but we've rebalanced them to look like calls or puts. So like a long is rebalanced to be 60% like Kaido in this case, and then 40% WETH, and then a short would be the more stable token. So 60% WETH, 40% Kaido. So balance towards either the more volatile or the more stable one, respectively.
Yeah.
And
yeah. So, this is sick. I think I think the way that I do this series is I do a new episode like every week, every 2 weeks. So it seems like the right way to do this is like, oh, this thing's at 57. Wait, is this the right one? Am I on the right? Is this the same Bailey?
I think it is, yeah, because they seeded it like a couple months ago. So it was at I think it was at like 10 million MCAP, and now it's gone
Nice.
down a bit. But so yeah, if you're a liquidity provider, probably not a great scenario. But if you're uh, short the LP, that's a pretty good scenario, no matter what trade position you have. Since if you hold it long enough, you're gonna profit as the price decreases if it decreases enough.
Right. Okay. Okay. I think I'm following you here. It seems like the right way to like. I mean, I don't know if I want to. Personally, like if this were like my actual portfolio, I wouldn't feel great about leaving positions open for super long. But like to
Yeah,
understand like how the borrow eats into your P&L and like actually see it as price moves, I'm probably gonna open one of these and just like check in on it every week or so every time I do one of these, or like maybe even just like in random screenshots update on how things are going.
yeah, that's the problem with the low liquidity pools is that the borrow APR varies so much that
Yeah.
yeah, your position, if you're not monitoring closely, uh, could get liquidated. Not based on the price, but just running out of margin because it becomes so expensive to hold. So that's why it's a little bit safer to trade the large caps. But I think the for us, the large caps, when we release a new yield token, it's going to be using that open interest to create those strategies. So it's kind of like an Athena for AMMLPs. So I think that's where the majority of that open interest will come from. So our how we kind of see it is that people who want to just speculate will be speculating on more like mid to low caps using the trade page, and then the large caps it's mostly going to be kind of like this yield arbitrage uh,
Mm,
and supporting more like on chain liquidity, but like an Athena type of yield arbitrage.
gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah,
Just
I'm
just
just moving some funds over to base right now because I want to do this I want to do this Trump straddle. I think
okay.
this will be a fun one to keep an eye on. And then so what's like the process like for listing new stuff on here? Like I mean, I don't know when you put Cato on here, but the fact that it's already here is pretty crazy.
Yeah, one of our community members created that pool. So it's permissionless. It's like a DEX. Anyone can create a pool. So yeah, and then I think we just it'll go up. It'll be on the UI as long as it's not like blacklisted. So like a token that's obviously a scam, like based on the
Mm,
contract, or a token with like less than like a couple $100 in liquidity. So
gotcha. And
basically, there's no listing process.
what about like delisting? So like Bailey would probably, I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt
Yeah,
that it's on here necessarily, but it seems like that one's probably run its course.
yeah. I don't think we're gonna delist anything unless it's like a scam. But maybe there's stuff we could do better, like with the trade page, like highlighting the more popular or the more liquid pools. So I think
Gotcha.
that's something where maybe you can search by contract address, but we start, deselecting less popular pools.
Word. Yeah, makes sense. I was gonna short this, but then I saw how like down it was, and I'm kind of scared of like that's our commander in chief right there. I don't really want to like he's gonna come out and do something
It's
retarded,
bad
and then it's gonna
juju.
go up to 20. Yeah.
Bad
So we're gonna do a
juju
straddle
for ending the
instead.
arrest.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can lever here. Oh, interesting. What is an
So
LIU?
yeah, that's something specific to Gamma Swap. So if you were trying to calculate your hedge amount, not in dollars, but just based on the invariant of the LP token, that's how you would do it. Not many people are using that, but we do have some users who are pretty advanced that still see value in it. So we've kept it up there. But essentially, what the leverage is controlling is your LTV. You'll
Mm,
notice the LTVs can go really high. So like the close to max is like 99.17, 99.3 because the liquidation LTV is basically the gas costs on base. because there's no price doesn't affect the debt. So and the fees paid to the LP grow slowly each block. So we're able to do pretty high LTVs, which makes hedging IL pretty efficient. And you can get some good leverage on volatile tokens because of that. So this is a straddle, so it's a little bit less leverage in the long and short. But Trump's very volatile, so Trump moving to like $30, $32 is potentially like not that unlikely. That'd be like 100% increase. So I think that would be at a higher leverage. Maybe if you did like 75%, that could be like 300% return. I don't know off the top of my head, but can get pretty up there.
Yeah. This time to liquidation thing is really interesting. I'm guessing I can always like top up my collateral and extend that time. Is that right?
You can always top up your collateral. I'd say the difference between like a perp experience though is that time to liquidation changes based on the borrow APR. So it's not something I would set up and then only check in 11 days. I'd probably monitor a little more frequently than that.
Yeah, right. It could be. I'm gonna give myself some leeway because I want to check in on this before I get liquidated. Ideally, what about like if like let's say my time to liquidation is like 24 hours, and in an hour the price of this thing moves like fully like 2x's. Does that increase my time to liquidation?
No, because we're doing it as like if the margin increases in value, it's not, we're doing the math based on the K, so it's not going to affect your like the time to liquidation, right? Because it's not going to affect your LTV.
Yeah, interesting.
So
okay,
so it wouldn't increase your margin.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say I open a long. I do max leverage, so 24-hour liquidation, and in an hour this thing goes up 10x. But I don't actually close this position or touch my position at all for another 2 days. Even though it like 5x, do I retain any of the profits from that, or my entire position is liquidated?
So it's actually a really good point. So we have like so much we want to build. It's just a matter of prioritizing things. So in Gamma Swap, you only have to liquidate the margin, so like the 0.5%. So if the trade is in profit, we can liquidate you, and you would still keep depends how much profit you have, but potentially like the majority of your profit, like 99% of your profit. The only thing would be that liquidation cost, like essentially like that small fee to pay the liquidator. The thing is that right now we're just handling liquidations, like the protocol is just handling it, so it's a bit centralized. If we were to open it up, a liquidator could come in and potentially drain all of your profit, and there's not really anything we can do to prevent that. It's a type of MEV. So what we want to do to decentralize liquidations is actually build an eigenlayer AVS. And so if you basically you would stake, and then all the liquidations would be decentralized, but you'd have to stake to get liquidation fees and be a liquidator. And so if you were to do something like that, it's like something malicious, then we could slash the liquidators and prevent that while being more decentralized. So that's how we want to handle liquidations in the future. So TLDR is, you would keep the majority of your profit right now, but in the future, that's how we would do it in a decentralized way.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. It sounds like you guys are cooking a lot of different things, or at least like this is going to be drastically different or drastically improved, I guess, like even a year from now, which is really good to hear.
We have I would say the good thing about Gamma Swap is I know we're solving something that's like important. I think the hard thing is that it's a very difficult thing to solve that like people have kind of talked about since 2020, and no one's really solved it yet. So it's something like we are dedicated to continue working on and finding like the ideal solution to, to make on-chain liquidity much stronger, to make, providing liquidity more retail friendly. It's just creating the right types of products and the right type of environment to make that like viable, and going to market with the right type of product. So yeah, we have like our core focus, and then we're adding things to make it more usable.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, that's sick, man. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Maybe I should move my Rabby notification in here just so people can see what's going on. Where'd that go? There we go. Just approving. It's like cut off here. I don't even know if you can see everything. I totally forgot I was. Okay, sweet. That was just the approval, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I forgot I was also I wasn't talking in DMs with, oh man, I forgot his name. I think Matthew, maybe the founder of Infinity Pools, about doing a little demo with their product as well on here. Do you know anything about them and like how they differ from GammaSwap?
Yeah, so I think Infinity Pools, both Infinity Pools and Panoptic, actually, I'd say, are in a similar category to us. Maybe the biggest, and we all have taken very different implementations, so yeah, I would say the products are all different. What I would say the advantage of like Infinity Pools versus us. So what Infinity Pools I think is doing is they're using AMM pools to create basically perps that could be have like infinite leverage. So essentially, if someone provides liquidity in a single tick, you could get like 1,000x leverage, and then on any token. I think the problem, or one of the reasons we didn't build that, is that things become weird, and that's something that I've noticed with like Panoptic and Infinity Pools trading is enabled yet, so I can't say with them. It's just not something we had figured out how to solve. Is that because the liquidity is not it's bucketed. So like when it's in range, you have a certain liquidity, and when it's out of range, that liquidity is gone. You have like weird things that can happen. Like for example, on Panoptic, where a trader's in profit, but their loan gets closed out because the other, like the option seller's liquidity is like gone. And then in that scenario, even if the trader's in profit, they like lose everything. And there's like different things that get weird because you have to prevent the bad debt, and the liquidity isn't constant. So you kind of have to like close things out or do weird things to prevent that. So it's not like a typical options trade experience. That being said, the advantage of those type of products being built on like V3, even though they're less simple, is that you can get more leverage than you can in GammaSwap. Sure. So we have ideas on how to do a concentrated liquidity AMM that wouldn't have those type of, I guess, like idiosyncrasies with the non-universal liquidity. So that's what we're working on for V2. But it's just like a different approach. I would say pros and cons to these different approaches.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is like a type of product I've been following for a while, to be honest. I think I mentioned this before you got on, but I used to write for Panoptic. I remember when like DopeX first started doing concentrated liquidity MM stuff. There was like Good Entry, which I think Good Entry just like disappeared. Maybe they're still around.
They closed shop. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll probably read this later. It seems interesting. But this one, like, UX was like a big thing for me. I feel like it's like, I feel like I understand decently what's going on under the hood relative to like the average user. But it's like, it's still tough to understand exactly like what you're getting yourself into when you open one of these trades.
So, we kind of launched and got a lot of good community feedback, and that's where we're focused on, I think, with our new product. So one is, automating all of this into a synthetic token that replicates spot but with a yield and does all this for users, all the hedging IL. Our second version will have more leverage, but it'll also have fixed rates. So it's like a regular option where, if you open this position, it says 9 days to liquidation, it'll actually be 9 days no matter what happens. And all of that is like fixed. So that's what we're working on, a second version. I think this first version actually might be better for certain things. Like one, it's going to be able to support like Uni V2 versus V3. Like this first version is going to be better for like any token, while the second version is probably going to be better for like large to mid caps. But that's where a lot of liquidity is anyways. So pros and cons, but yeah, we're definitely very focused. Like we've made a lot of improvements to the UX based on feedback, kind of creating these new products to make it more usable. And then like a second version, which I think would intuitively would be easier for like the average person to kind of go in and use.
Gotcha. Well, cool, man. Like I said, I'm gonna keep checking back in on this thing. Just kind of see how this stuff moves. Maybe I'll tweet a P&L card at you or something like that.
Yeah. Hopefully there's some volatility.
Yeah.
There was some, I know some people profited when it was like, this isn't market cap. Yeah, when it was around
market cap, sorry.
I think when it was around like 12 or 13, up from that price to like 16 or to 20, right? So we had a few people post like P&L cards long. So some, might just randomly pump if Trump does something good or ETH goes up again, Solana goes up. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I mean, if it was on GammaSwap when the Melania token dropped and we saw that, the thing go from like 80 to like 20 in a minute, that would have been something crazy for sure.
Yeah, that's what we're kind of, so like the strategy right now is get more large cap liquidity with the yield tokens and then get some new projects to launch on us, because I think that's where like the greatest volatility is like right when a new project launches. And so if we can get those projects to seed there, that's where either LPs are going to make a lot of money or traders are going to make a lot of money. But there's a lot of volatility, so someone's going to be making some money. Most likely traders for like just given like how volatile alts, but the projects need to create liquidity anyways. And there's kind of this interesting flywheel that happens. It happened with our own token a bit, where since when you long and short, we're actually swapping on the DEX, like the spot. In a long, we're actually swapping, some USDC for Trump. And so if it's a low liquidity coin, that actually creates like a positive price flywheel. And when they close, the opposite happens. But if people see the price going up and crypto, more people tend to be long than short, you'll kind of see this like price spike, and then a lot of people will go in. And so even though those longs might close, the price is more elevated than before. So, and then the long-term fundamentals are important, but you can definitely profit off some short-term volatility through that mechanism.
Yeah, for sure. This is really cool, man. I'm excited to check back in on this and see kind of how things change. For now, I do have to move on. I think I mentioned to you, I'm trying to be better about my timing in this whole thing.
Oh yeah. Sorry if I took too much time.
No, that's okay. I mean, it's always good to get like the full insight, especially when like I have a guest on. I try and do some like on my own, but when I have someone on, I definitely want to give them space to get full thoughts. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. We'll catch you on Twitter as we watch this thing move.
Awesome. Yeah, keep me posted. Thanks for having me.
Will do, man. Thanks for coming on. Peace.
Cheers.
All right. Now we're back God damn it! I need to be smoother with my transitions here. A bunch of Sonic guys joined, I think, because we got a little retweet from Andre, and oh wow, and we got right side and Lynn in the comments too. Andre, buddy, I did I send you the link? No, I didn't send you the link. I'm all right. If we can get Andre on here to come and talk Sonic, that would be cool. I sent him the link, so maybe we'll get a little surprise Andre Cronje appearance. If not, that's okay. We're gonna press on anyways. First of all, Gamma Swap, cool stuff. I think I mentioned I've been following this type of stuff for a while. It's tough from a UX liquidity. It's tough from like every angle, no matter which way you slice it, really. But from the past products I've tried so far, and I haven't tried Panoptic or Infinity Pools yet. I guess Infinity Pools still isn't. Trading still isn't live, but from the ones that I have tried, I'm definitely a fan of the UX here. Opening this position was super easy. They don't have a ton of pairs, but they definitely have some interesting ones that are worth trading. We're gonna check back in on this. We're getting liquidated in 19 days, which is there's like virality built into this. I think it's pretty funny that you have a time to liquidation. But we'll check in before then, see how things are going. For now, we are going to let me leave my Twitter open in case Andre wants to pop in. Yeah, for now, we are going to go ahead and check out the Sonic ecosystem. Now, I don't know that much about Sonic. What I do know, and what probably you guys know as well, is that TVL has just been up only since launch. The price kind of like bottomed out and is now just like ripping. Sonic, as I understand it, is like a monad, say EVM fast chain type of deal with Blast Gold like incentives. I don't really think I need to dig any deeper than that, mainly just because like I would be mostly interested in like what I can actually do on here. This is a reasonably unique lineup of products on here. Like having Silo as your number one is not a bad thing necessarily, just not something you see every day. Um, I'm just gonna go and like shop around, see what kind of yields are on here. Um, while I do that, I will say, what's going on here? Who the hell's, dude? Lynn, Andre, and Right Side are flirting in my replies, dude. If you guys are gonna, why can't I? Oh, I'm in a different browser. That's why. If you guys are gonna do this on here, you better come on camera and do it. Okay. I'll send the link to anyone. I swear to God. Don't test me. Shit. Anyways, I wasn't a huge fan of the whole. I forgot what it was called. Maybe it was like Sonic Gems or something like that. I wasn't really all that crazy about that program. It kind of just looked exactly like Blast Gold to me. Oh my God, is GMX on? Oh, we're on Arbitrum. Whoops. Sonic? Where's Sonic at? What? Did you guys see Sonic on there? I didn't see Sonic on there. V3 maybe? V2? Yeah, I mean, here we go. I'm just, Blast Gold, I think was, it did seem like Sonic is doing a better job of being more like transparent about it. Blast Gold was pretty much just like blatant, like blatant favoritism by the Blast team to figure out where incentives are thrown. From what I could tell, Sonic was a little bit more transparent than that, and maybe that's all it'll take. But I guess I probably had a little bit of a bias there. So, whoops. But people are earning points. The yields are pretty good apparently. You're getting 10% on USDC alone, which is decent. I think rates are maybe, I mean, Oh shit, I'm gonna have to flip on a VPN. No, we're not gonna do that right now. Oh damn, I mean it gets pretty up there. 15%, 7% on Sonic. This is just the lending market as I understand it. Silo Finance. I know there's a little bit more to it than that, but for my purposes, it is a way to get yield. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not a big double-sided LP kind of guy. The flagship LST hub. I feel like I used Beats back when Sonic was Phantom. I was on Phantom during the time of Tomb Forks. I haven't really talked about this as much on Exit Liquidity, or I guess like with my friends. Terra Luna was always my biggest like exit liquidity moment. But I also got pretty fucked on Tomb Forks. And when that was happening, I feel like I remember Beats, and I feel like I remember it being something else. Now, what am I looking at here? Bitcoin treble. So we have a Bitcoin pool. We have 16 mil TVL earning less than 0.1%. Some Avalon Solve LSTs against Bitcoin. I mean, I'm guessing these are yield bearing already. Why are people farming this? 10. I mean, I'm guessing they're earning the Sonic points too. But oh yeah, 4x Sonic points here. But on Silo, we were seeing 8x on some of these, right? Yeah. That's a lot of. I mean, that's a lot of TVL for a whole lot of nothing. Okay, so this is just an AMM. It sounds like V3 pool. Let's just crank this up real quick. Let's Sonic Shilly blend. See, now this is what I was expecting to see. And this also kind of confirms like why I wouldn't necessarily want to be on Sonic. Not because this is bad or anything like that, just because this is not a game that I have too much fun playing anymore. Just kind of trying to outrun impermanent loss with incentives. I mean, oh, this is wait, I'm retarded. Look at this thing, dude. 50 cents and $3 of volume. That is 900% APR. Like the math certainly checks out, but I don't know if that's my kind of pool necessarily, you know. But anyways, like I'm not a volatile LP, you know. I like the trades that I actually take, that I actually like put sizable or decent capital into, are either like super defensive, so like the like medium term stable farming I'll do sometimes on like Aave, or like now maybe something on Royco, or like something where I feel like I can have an edge. More recently, that's been like Pendle yield tokens. A while ago, it was airdrop farming. Given like the disproportionate level of like time to capital that I had, that was good for me. So it's like volatile yield token stuff is just like it takes me like I don't want to have to, dude. What the fuck is going on here? What? What? All right, I'm just gonna let them do their thing. Andre, buddy, I'm the link is in your DMs. Okay. You're welcome here. I got a seat waiting for you if you want to hop in and come and you know, tell me I'm wrong here. But I'm not gonna be farming this stuff, you know? Like 100, I mean, sure, 160% APR. I mean, okay, let's look at something realistic. Like that's not, this is a 20k liquidity pool with 5 different like meme coins here, basically. Like let's be realistic here, guys. what is this? Some type of ETH, some type of USDC. Got decent yield on this thing, and it's all, it's all subsidized. Like this stuff is on SWE already, heavily subsidized incentives for LPs that don't really do anything different necessarily. Avalon Labs. Why do I feel like Avalon Labs was like a Bitcoin thing? It is a Bitcoin thing. What are they doing on Sonic? With 2 built. Oh my god, dude. I feel like I should know about these guys. Avalon Labs? All right. All right. Let's not be dramatic here, guys. Let's just. Oh no. I don't have my. Oh, okay. I'm gonna. You guys didn't see that. Shit, dude. Dude, we're see, like, okay. All right. I think I'm just using the wrong yeah, that's fine. We're going to move on from this one for now. Maybe we're getting blocked on something else. That didn't happen. We're going to move on. I'm not using this from a jurisdiction I'm not supposed to be. Everything here is perfectly fine. Shadow Exchange. This one I've heard mentioned by some friends. I haven't had a chance to look into it yet. It sounded like it was kind of just becoming like the de facto DEX here. I think maybe there were some successful launches on it. Maybe I should open up DEX Screener too. See what exactly people are trading, where they're trading it. But okay. Anyways, back to my point. I like a good new chain with incentives that's fast. I think it helps to, even though I'm not necessarily going to use it, it's a good environment for like new projects to emerge. It's a good environment for not necessarily me, but some people like me to express, like, just start playing around with stuff, even if it's not super sustainable. But like me personally, I'm not necessarily going to get excited about this stuff just because you're slapping incentives on top of another fast chain. Maybe I'm wrong here, but just from looking through this, like, maybe I need to go a little bit deeper. I know WAGMI is like a somewhat new thing, but I know it had came out of the gate a little bit weird. We have a reserve currency here. Maybe we'll check that one out. Strike is on here. That's interesting. Navigator, is this like just like another perp dex maybe? Effortless trading, crypto forex and beyond. Okay, yeah, I don't really care that much. It's like, what are people trading on here? There's volume on LSTs. On we got eggs with some volume up here. That's pretty interesting. Let's see what eggs is. We got like a Ohm V2 fork protocol that allows users to mint eggs tokens using Sonic. Eggs as collateral to borrow more S and participate in I clicked the wrong thing. It sounds like we got a Ponzi going on here, which is great. Let me remind everyone that I use the word Ponzi with nothing but love behind it. They are very near and dear to my heart, and I'll fuck around on a unique Ponzi. I'm a respecter. This thing is kind of just up only since here, but it's 2 mil lick, 80 mil market cap. How are we doing on time right now? It's almost 7. All right, so yeah, I get it. Mint has ended. Okay, so we buy eggs on here, and then we can lend them out. Whoa. Whoa, who the fuck is lending these eggs for a year? Am I like, whoops. Why am I lending these? What am I getting out of it? I can't even put in a number here. You can stake eggs, which this is just providing liquidity, getting a good chunk of yield out of it. This is pretty. I mean, here it said this is just a leverage on leverage. Mint eggs using S, but that mint event is over. You have to swap on secondary markets now, and then you can use that minted token to borrow more S. Dude, if you ask me, like, I would have just not ended the minting period and just let people create this black hole, you know? You can mint more eggs using S. You can someone's just gonna flash loan it and just like extract. But like it'd be funny though. I mean, I'm not mad at this. I'm certainly not mad at this, but of everything I've seen here of that being the most interesting, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe there's more to Avalon. Avalon sounds like a Bitcoin LST thing. That could be cool. SwapX, I'm pretty sure, is just a Unifork stability liquidity manager. Beefy being on here makes a lot of sense. I would like, if I were genuinely looking to farm on here, I would just go to Beefy. Why don't we do that? Beefy probably has more stuff integrated on here than just looking through the different protocols here. Asset management, liquidity mining, and yield farming protocol. Okay. Dude, I love Beefy. Beefy. I don't use it. I haven't used it in a long time, but and like, I don't know, maybe there's not that much interesting to it anymore, but I remember they've had a similar UX to this for so long, and I feel like when it came out compared to what else was available, this shit was great, you know? I felt like it was as informative as I needed to be. It was clean. I was able to look through stuff very easily. I was able to understand what I was LPing in. The cow is adorable. You know, I had a Beefy sticker on my laptop for a long time. And it didn't have the name. It just had the cow because it was adorable. You know, Beefy's got a special place in my heart for sure. You know, this is a pretty cool pool here. 800%. Where is this coming from? Merkle rewards. Is this on? I came across Merkle today because I was farming something on Royco, on Balancer through Royco, and it directed me to Merkle, but I didn't get a chance to figure out what it was. I don't know. I still don't know what it is. Trading fee is pretty high, which is cool, I guess. Like this is something I might farm. It just feels like getting on a hamster wheel. So like I wouldn't be that excited to do it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think my initial read was reasonably accurate. I think what we're looking at here is a chain that has really good existing distribution. They were Phantom before, obviously, so they had a lot of good protocols on here. They have, Andre, who is, does a bunch of different things. Obviously, I mean, he's created a bunch of different things, but one could argue that like his biggest impact at this point is as a KOL and as like the reach that he has. So Sonic already has like crazy distribution to start out. And I think they did a good job with their narrative. I think I think they did a good job with the time that they launched at, the incentives that they're offering, creating like a gamified system with these points and giving people something fun to try out. But like when you squint hard enough, it's, it's just like the same products that we have on 20 other chains with incentives stacked on top of them. I mean, and this is one of those times where maybe me limiting these streams to an hour or limiting my time on a particular project to 30 minutes could be uh you know limiting me here. Maybe I'm like not getting the chance to see everything. Obviously I'm not going to go through it and click on most of these. But like from what I know, Silo is a good protocol. I'll give him that. Beats does not seem that special to me from going to it. Shadow just looks like a Uni v3 fork. Avalon could be cool. I haven't had a chance to look into it, but we're also here on 20 other chains with a total of 10x, over 10x the TBL than you have here. SwapX is Unifork. Ichi is just an aggregator. Euler, great protocol, obviously. WAGMI don't know too much about, but the further we get down, the more we're just like not really doing anything that special. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great teams on here. Gamma, Vertex, Strike, Uniswap, Spectra, Equalizer. But like there's nothing for me to do on here. That's what it comes down to. And that's not necessarily anything that new. I think if I were to do today on Bearchain or on any ETH L2 except maybe Base, on Sui, on like pretty much all the chains on here except for like Mainnet, Solana, and Base, maybe Arbitrum too. There's some cool DeFi stuff on Arbitrum. I would be saying the same thing. We'd be looking at the same like subset overall of protocols with just a different set of incentives. That's just where we're at now. Maybe that makes these ecosystem episodes a little bit less relevant unless we know there's more to do. But you live and you learn. We got a little bit of engagement bait there from unintentional engagement bait there from courtesy of Lynn and Andre and Gamma Swap and the boys. So girls too, because of Lynn, I guess. Anyways, we are gonna wrap up here. I'm gonna try and bring things in a little closer here. Get a little. Let's stop sharing. Let's go one person and let's go here. Okay. That was a good one. I think I'm gonna have to start leaving more time at the beginning to check in on positions because I'm gonna hold that exponent position to expiry, which is the end of April. My Gamma Swap position will be liquidated in 18 days. I may top that up. I may not. I'm gonna decide in the next episode. And it'd be cool to just like accumulate more positions, accumulate more yield farming stuff, just have positions, trades, whatever it is that I'm in over multiple episodes, and we can just like watch them grow. So we're at 2 now. Maybe I'll do some written stuff about one or the other or both. But yeah, that was episode 4. I appreciate you guys popping in. And yeah, we're gonna circle back in a week, 2 weeks maybe, see how things are going. And that will be it for today. Thanks, guys.